So, we've had a little bit of hiatus. We were on break for a little bit. So we're hopping back in, getting things going. Got 4 rounds of coverage. I'm not even going to wait. Let's just get it going since we're a few minutes late getting started. So let's hop over, get round 1 started. And we've got Jeremy Miller versus Johnny Boyd rocking out that Boros burn. Rakdos burn was a thing for a little while there. People were trying that out, seeing how well that worked out, and they have since fallen back to the Boros. I think part of it too is our new Horizon Canopy style lands that exist for the other colors now. Red, white being one of those, so it gives you just a little bit more value if you are playing, you know, one of those kind of colored decks. Green, blue got one of those. Red, white got one of those. So it's just some extra help, if you will. So we'll see how things work out between these two players as we get things ready to go for round number 1. Now, for those that are wondering, it is week number 8 of Modern Magic Mondays. So that means we do have only 2 more rounds, or 2 more weeks, that is, to go. So we're kind of coming down to the end here. End of the season. Lots of chances left for these players to kind of make it into the top 8. And that's the big part of what they're kind of shooting for. Alright, players are checking, see if they are keeping or not. And most people should be familiar with the burn deck. It hasn't changed too much. You know, some variations, people are running Obscure the Critics, things like that, light up the stage, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same over and over again since we haven't gotten too many new pieces. There are some variants. Some people run more Skullcracks, you know, things like that. But for the most part, it's pretty much what you'd expect. And all right, Sylvan's Scrying up on the top there. Goblin Guy got a push for 8 points of damage. We'll cycle that star and be able to cast that. So that means a turn 3 Tron is gonna be taking place here, guys. The power plant, tower, and now the mine. Another fetch, and Johnny will fall down to 18. Swift Spear, spike you for 3, puts you to 15. Push for damage. There's 4 more. Drops you to 11. Tron is assembled. Worm Coil Engine and a Relic. That's a pretty good one. Having some lifelink is actually going to matter. Well, let's see, though. We do see he's got another Lava Spike in hand. Grim Lavamancer also in hand. Helix in hand as well. Well, let's play the ding you for 3. Drops you to 8. Block here, trigger. Alright, Karn. Before damage, Johnny's gonna fetch. Drop down to 17, probably even lower. We'll see him shock himself down to 15. Helix, 3 to that. I'll gain 3, go back to 18. You'll take 2. Go to 6. kills off your worm, though, so now you just have your tokens. Bam, bam. Oh, those are sweet tokens. Karn. Nope. New Ugin. Just kidding. New Ugin's pretty sweet. And he's got a Sylvan Scrying to follow it up as well. So that's... colorless spells cost 2 less to cast, which is pretty nice. You get to manifest with the +1, and then you can -3 and destroy a permanent. Spike you, drops you to 3. Manifest again. Another worm coil. And there's a Karn. Helps that everything costs less, so he's going to exile that Grim Lavamancer, push damage here. I don't know, is that the Death Touch one? I would assume it's the lifelink. Let's, you know. Let's assume he's back up to 6, right? And Johnny's 15. Alright, both worms over there on the right going to be swinging in. The lifelink are going to do that. Chump block that guy. Johnny will take 3, go to 12, but we see 6 more. Jeremy goes to 12. Oh, that's pretty good. Here's our old version of Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. Deals 3 damage to target creature or player, or you can -X and destroy each card with converted mana cost X or less. So that's pretty good. That's 1 or more colors, though, so it doesn't mess with artifacts and things of that nature, but still. Alright, let's scoop it up. Game 1. Them lifelinks pretty good. Power of Tron, as Jeremy always says, just draw what you need. And now we're going to go into sideboard stages there. So Skullcrack is definitely something Johnny probably has in his board. It's something that he can easily be able to bring in. So we'll see how things work out in this board state. Oh, okay, I was like, uh-oh, you guys got me all scared. I was just finally hopped over and saw the chat, and somebody was saying that there was no audio for a second. Jeremy made me scared. Alright, so Tron side of things, we have seen some players run cards like Thragtusk. That's definitely one way to go about things, because you just get some life gain off that. It's super nice. You know, some lists run Chalice of the Void. I don't know if Jeremy's one of those Chalice players. Burn does have some cards available that it can bring in, some kind of artifact hate, if you will. Does have those skull cracks that could be important, right? Other thing is things like deflecting palm can actually matter and be kind of relevant in this sort of matchup when they're swinging in with one guy. How do y'all feel about Alpine Moon over Blood Moon? Alpine Moon is a sweet card. You know, I like the idea of what it can do, right? You basically are messing with one specific card kind of thing, or like just focusing on their lands, but it doesn't. I don't know. It's like Blood Moon and Alpine Moon, I feel like aren't really where you want to be messing with a Tron player, right? Just delaying them a couple turns by saying, hey, your land's only tapped for 1 mana is cool, but they can ramp up from being able to play their maps, being able to play their Sylvan Scryings, that eventually they're going to get up to 7 mana and just cast their stuff anyway. I mean, I guess it's like you can say, okay, I'll name Tower, right? And they only produce 1 mana instead of 3, so it does kind of mess up math in that regard. You know, but at the same time, I still feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'd rather attack a Tron player in another way and destroy their lands instead of just delay their lands. Alright, so Goblin Guide coming out, dealing some damage. Johnny's just out the gate, flinging his life around. He doesn't care. Ooh, double guide. So there was an Ugin, Spirit Dragon up at the top. Sorry. He was at 18, and then he just took 4 more and drops to 14. But, alright, Tower, Power Plant. Blow this up. Cycle for a green. Walking Ballista. Not a bad start. Not too bad. Alright, let's see where we go. Alright, there's Karn. Oh, I guess we lost 4 more, didn't we? Yeah, Dampening Sphere does work really well if you're going to be trying to just sort of mess with them a bit. Lots of lands for Johnny here. Alright, dropping down to 15. Alright. More damage coming across. New Karn. Pretty good. Hey, I'd like to find a lock piece so I can lock you out of the game. Alright? No, orb. Alright. Let's just play it safe. Make myself basically be hexproof. Johnny's gonna respawn and Helix, Skullcrack. There's dropping you to dose life. He'll be up there at 18 life. Get rid of Karn. I must have missed some math here. Maybe he's at 2 now. I can't see Johnny's life pad enough to know. Ooh. Get rid of that. There's just basically a bolt to the face for that goblin guide. Cycle this. Draw a card. Still got some mana left over. Let's go find something important here. Ancient Stirrings. Worm Coil. Pass turn. Ooh, a lot of lands. Is Jeremy going to try to reset the game or something here? Alright, new Ugin. Cycle play. Crack this. Go find a land. This is not where Johnny wants to be at. I like how we're running out of dice to be able to use, so they're using like the 1/2 dice to represent the walking ballista here. Alright. 6. Alright, we're scooping it up. Johnny's had enough. Said, that was fun and all, but I'm over this. I'm over these games that you be playing. Okay, so that was round number 1. One is in the books, guys. Again, we're just going to keep flying through because we were a little bit behind schedule getting started, so we're just going to keep it going. But if you like the content, guys, consider hitting that follow button, subscribing, all that kind of good stuff. But here's round number 2, Colorless Eldrazi versus that Hogak Menace.